But all right. Well, good morning, friends, and
welcome to the Creepy and Weird podcast. We're back after an extra break there. Sorry. Life is happening in abundance.
And I just noticed that we hit the 100 subscriber mark, so that's cool.
Yeah. Yes, and thank you. Without subscriptions, we wouldn't have done that. So you like us. You really like us, apparently.
Yeah, and then apparently that means we can get a eventually customized URL instead of like that ugly thing. So
right,
that'll be nice.
So yeah, and keep tell your friends.
Yeah.
Tell your family. Tell your mom. Thank you for that.
So Woodstock 99.
Yeah. Oh my God, Woodstock 99. So remember it when it happened, and also just watched the what is it, Music Box on HBO Max? Is that what the documentary? Because it's gonna be like different things, to my understanding, but yeah, they did a really good look at the Lord of the Flies Fest 99, also known as Woodstock 99. It's just so much went wrong here. I don't even want to blame the bands. I can't. I can't blame the lineup, because this all started and fell apart with the fucking promoters.
With the whole planning of it. I mean, it was just like the one guy was saying, it's just like the word Woodstock is just fairy dust, and you sprinkle it on, and then you don't have to do any planning, and it just works out.
Yeah, like if you build it, they will come. If you build it, he will come. Wow,
People will come, right?
Yeah, they did. They showed up, and then they set the fucker on fire.
They came and they destroyed it and set it on fire, and
Kid Rock played. Alanis Morissette and Jewel too. I don't get it. But no, I mean, really looking at this thing, this is just a failure from the get-go. Like, it never should have happened. It never should have happened. And, I've been to, like, other music fests and stuff, and, like, I've never had really a negative experience at them, like, not like this. But I couldn't imagine going to one and not being able to get water. I'm used to some of them.
Water, and they were $4. And remember, this was 20-some years ago, or...
Now, granted, it was 99.
Yeah.
And actually, at that point in time, the economy was great.
It was great, and there was, like... I remember when I moved to Pittsburgh, though, I worked at McDonald's for 3 days, and I burned myself, and I'm like, this. Then I left, and, like, the next day, I got a job that paid $2 better an hour. That's how the economy was.
Yeah. I worked a job where I sold things on consignment, at that point in time. And, like, I made decent money. Times are definitely different. However, not so different that, you should have to pay $4 for a bottle of water, And what's this bullshit? Oh, yeah, we had water set up. I'm not washing. Somebody's washing their ass in the drinking water. Like, what the was that dude?
Oh, that's terrible.
And their shower stalls and whatnot. Like, yeah, other places I've been to, they give away free water, free energy drinks, whatever, at various promoting, and it makes me wonder if this is the reason why. Because, if you don't give them water, they might, burn your shit down.
Yeah, maybe lessons were learned.
Yeah, like,
but also just the health hazards of, and like you sent me that link that it was like a drought, and it was like really hot.
That was the 99 drought. Yeah. And that was actually documented off of OSHA, because I remember it here. It was bad that year, because we couldn't even we were having issues keeping like water in the swimming pool. We had to pay to have like a truck, like put water in the pool. And because we weren't allowed to do it from the like the hose and yeah, it was a really bad drought that year. And we had peak heat waves for the East Coast. It ruined crops and everything all over. So it was, that too. And I also think it was like weird mounting tensions from the whole Y2K thing. And it just, it even though times were good, it set this weird fucking tone for just I don't know. I don't know what word I actually want there. Because I don't even really know how to, like...
The word is enemy. Emil Durkheim, and he decided that in post-industrial civilizations, we all just, like, find our lives meaningless. And I think that has led to the angst that Fred Durst so eloquently expresses in this documentary.
Yes.
Wait, no, it has nothing to do with Fred Durst, but what was I reading, though? Watching or reading recently that, was, like, patting itself on the back for saying that, mental health issues were influenced by outside factors like economics and such, and I'm like, well, didn't Durkheim say that, like,
right
in the 1800s? You know?
Right. When people feel like they have no purpose,
well, that's
just...
what Durkheim was saying, exactly.
Yes, precisely. Yes. No, and I don't know. And I know, like, for us too, like, we were on the lower age of this age spectrum at this time, that we graduated that year, you know. Not only that too, it was a weird time Columbine had just happened. So there was just weirdness at all that just all came to a head this summer at Woodstock 99.
Yeah, there was craziness there.
And I paid for that shit and watched it on pay-per-view because, yeah, it's a good thing I didn't go. Just saying. Wanted to, but thank God no.
I watched the 94 one on pay-per-view.
We both did.
Yeah.
And so, you know, okay, we both, I know we remember watching, because we had videos, we recorded parts of it. But, you know, that one went great.
Yeah.
Like, it seemed, you know, and that's what makes me wonder is it was the lack of, well, it almost like they paced themselves better, artist-wise. You know, like even music, it's like when you're trying to keep control of a room, you could play break stuff by fabulous bands like Limp Bizkit, or, you know, you could, play Jewel and see where the energy of the room goes.
Yeah.
But when you have too much of Limp Bizkit and not enough Jewel to break it up, something's going to give at some point. You know, like somebody's gonna want to fight, or
and like things were going on like all night long for the 99 one or something, and Moby and
yeah, they had the Rave Tent for the ravers, and they had movies and like all kinds of happening. So you know,
just imagine people were like not sleeping really at all, and like no wonder they went insane after 3 days.
Well, yeah, because you couldn't have a bottle of water, but they let you have your drugs.
Yeah, like, so they're all on drugs and sleep deprived with like all this loud music and Fred Durst telling them to break stuff.
And but you know, actually what's funny, here's what's funny. So people were able to arrive on Thursday. So Thursday, they're getting set up, right?
Okay.
Saturday is when Limp Bizkit plays. Friday, shit's already... Some of the worst shit started Friday. You have the DMX performance.
Oh my God,
I do believe
DMX.
I think even if we looked up, I think The Offspring played Friday, and at that point in time, like by Friday, and you can Google search this. There are people. I sent you a link to a girl who worked at the EMS tent.
Yeah.
And some of the things like she explained, like, dude, that's horrific. I also think, and this is just me, once again, being a girl who was aware at that point in time, I think a lot of shit broke down too with the Girls Gone Wild culture.
Yeah, and that was mentioned in there, and like because all of us, everybody in our age group when we were, you know, watching TV, that those commercials would just come on every, you know, when would they come on? It's like 3 a.m. or something, or is it?
Oh God, I remember. Like, yeah, it was always. There was a while where I stopped watching Comedy Central. Like, I boycotted Comedy Central because at night It was literally just me being assaulted nonstop by Girls Gone Wild commercials. And I got so sick of the one girl, like, here's my boobs. To the day, I'm like, yeah. They mentioned in the 90s, Nirvana, the grunge, Riot Girl, you know, where there was this point of like, like
activism and such.
Yes, and feminine empowerment. And then it's like it hit like late 90s, and it just all took a backslide. And then it became like, well, if I objectify myself, I am empowering myself, which I'm not trying to shame anybody. If that's how you want to live your life, that's fine. If it works for you, that's fine. But at the same time, like, it is points like this where you see where it sends a mixed message to people who should know better. There's no excuse. You know, every one of those dudes who were sexually assaulting girls should have known better.
Like, they're going from the documentary on the Woodstock 69 about all the free love and such too, but then it just turned. But then the first one probably wasn't good either. You know?
No, and they do address that in that documentary, that, you know, the first Woodstock, it had its issues, it had its problems. 94 had problems security wise once people ripped the fences down. So it's just, you know, it's weird. But, you know, they're still, to say the least, though, even for the bumps in the roads that the other two Woodstock festivals had, none of them ended the way that 99 did, with, you know, everything on fire and riot squads having to tell people to go home.
Yeah, and the security being afraid they're going to get killed or something.
I think they also put too much credit. No, they didn't give anybody. They just wanted to make money. That was their thought. We're going to franchise this. We want to market this. We want to make money. Regardless, you know, that was the promoters. I don't think they give a shit what they did, as long as they could charge inflated prices, which they did.
They wanted to get rich from a bunch of people buying tickets.
Right. And, you know, the sad part is the toxic masculinity frat boy culture there figured it out 3 days later and set it on fire. So, way to go, quick draw McGraw. But yeah, it's just, you know, I don't know. There was just so many circumstances there that just led to disaster, for one. And you know, I really want to know, like, how much fun was it? You know, clearly for the people that did the documentary, it was not fun. You know, because they lost their friend. And that's sad. That's tragic. Nobody should ever have to go to a concert or a festival and worry about, am I going to be sexually assaulted? Am I going to be dead? You know, like, by the end of this experience. And yeah, no.
Even just figuring out that if there's a drought going on and there's high temperatures and all these people,
let's get shade in. You know, well, you know, that's the other thing too. It's like at that point in time, like, you know, you couldn't find somebody with like an inflatable water slide, something to, you know, and the concrete. Oh, just imagine, like, how I couldn't even how ridiculous that would be. I mean, you have to live in a city to know, and you can be like, yep, it sucks, because it never really cools down. If you live in rural areas, you know, you get a little bit of a reprieve. You know, you can do things like walk on your sidewalk in your bare feet. When you live in a city, you know, or a place with extreme temperatures, it doesn't happen. And I know there are studies that have there have been studies that show in times of drought and heat waves, especially in the north and northeastern side of the country, violence does spike. Cities, you know, like their crime rates rise. There's just something about Northerners and the heat, and it makes them crazy. So it's strange for us where like Florida, it's just, business as usual. And you know what I mean? Like, I think a lot of people shoved on concrete is a bad idea, especially with no shade. Like, but then it's like, even if they had shade tents, they would have ripped it down. They would have ripped them down.
But they tore it down.
They had a wall, but they tore it down. Some of them probably stormed the Capitol because they didn't get another wall, but that's a different story. But they had porta potties. They knocked them over so they could play in it. In the documentary,
like swimming in, like
poop.
with Mr. Hanky.
Yeah. And now, because of these idiots, we have to tell them not to get in the pool if they have diarrhea.
We gotta get that image up here.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I have the one from last year. I still have it. I just, wow.
If you have diarrhea, don't go in the pool.
Yeah.
Go to the bathroom.
If you're at a music festival, don't play in someone else's diarrhea. It's not a pool.
It's not mud.
It's not mud. And you could tell from the smell. I'm sorry. I loved that in the documentary, the guys who had their personal video from getting close, and they're like, oh, you can smell it. And I'm like, yeah, I bet you could. Porta potties in a heat wave on concrete. Yeah. I bet that place was just delightful. Delightful.
I'm just thinking of even just like the 4-H fair, Those porta potties.
Yeah. Well, how about just like the animal stalls?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I can smell that barn. And yeah, so that is, can we just go ahead and assume that Woodstock 99 just smelled like a 4-H fair?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Axe body spray wasn't her thing then. But oh man,
nobody was showering and nobody was sleeping.
Yeah. Well, no, people were bathing in the drinking water.
Oh.
I also at the same time wouldn't be surprised to find out really this was just like some weird government sponsored sociology project. Like, what will they do? It's like Rome 2.0. I do have to say though, the musical lineup was weird. It really was weird. And the people that like some of this shit fell short on, like the nods to the original Woodstock that some of the performers were doing, and they just didn't get it.
That was so depressing for me to see that. Like
yeah,
was it Wyclef playing the Star Spangled Banner, and then like
and the chant. Like, yeah, just so many things that I'm just like, wow, really? Yeah. Because, like,
who was the name of the guy who played the Star Spangled Banner? Was it Jerry something?
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember.
Yeah, no, and that's sad because I remember, Woodstock 94. I at least then knew that Jimi Hendrix did the Star Spangled Banner. And so I also think like part of why this is too is just lack of cultural appreciation.
Yeah, very much so. Well, because like the stuff from the 60s wasn't considered cool in the 90s, so.
Well, except for Woodstock 94 made their mark by interchanging original Woodstock bands, or performers with modern performers. And I think that's how it worked. Once again, it was the, we're going to let you go up, but we're going to bring you back down, up, down, with crowd energy. And I recall Woodstock 94, Green Day played and people were flinging mud. It was mud flinging. Later that night, I think it was that night, I'm not sure, when 9 Inch Nails played, Trent Reznor looked like a freaking indigenous people of some sort, of the Woodstock mud bank. But, it was, the way they space it out, like more thought and preparation really went into Woodstock 94.
Yeah.
Where the whole goal for 99 was
if we do this, maybe people will pay money and we'll get rich.
Yeah, we're gonna make money off the rubes. That's really, I think, what that was. And yeah, because we did start taking like a weird turn at that point in time. Like, once again, our economy was good, jobs were there, and more people were going to college. And yeah, but it's like it was just weird pent up aggression. Weird. It's not so weird now. We've seen it amplified over the years, and I really think that was one of the weird definers of it. Like, it really just got going then. Something else I did want to the fires though. Who wants to fight? Dude, talk about the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Mm-hmm.
And the anti-gun violence group that were giving out the candles for the events of Columbine and everything, the candlelight vigil. And wow. If you haven't seen this documentary, you should. It's on HBO Max. It's definitely worth a watch.
Let's see. But thanks for getting us to 100 subs, and
yes,
we have some more things planned. It's just real life has been
stupid. Scheduling issues and whatnot, yes, but we're working on it. So anyways, thank you again. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and yep.
Later, friends.